Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Reiki with Anna. For today's video, I wanted to do a Reiki session for clarity. I recently uploaded a meditation for mental clarity, and I thought this would be a nice pairing with that video. These are slightly different forms of clarity, which we'll talk about in a minute, but clearing is always helpful. This video is based on one of your lovely comments. You know who you are. I love making these videos based on all of what you're sharing down in the comments section. I think it's a really beautiful thing, and I feel so inspired every time I read how vulnerable you are and open and kind. And yeah, it makes me really happy, especially when I see you commenting on each other's comments in a really supportive way. It's pretty special. So as always, thank you so much for all of your love and support. It's really beautiful. For this video, we're going to be focusing, like I said, on clearing. Now, there are different types of clarity. There is mental fog or lack of mental clarity, and there's clarity when it comes to decision making, and I think that's probably more in line with what you had meant when you left this particular comment that inspired this video. For this video, I'm not going to be covering decision making per se, but kind of the preemptive state of decision making, the state of calming and clearing our minds, removing anything that's not serving us, removing the fog or the clouds, so that we can then step into the space of making decisions from a really empowered place. It's interesting, a few of my Reiki sessions recently have involved clarity and decision making, and I think that's always interesting when you sort of see these little things kind of cropping up in the collective and coming together. It's really interesting. But this way, with the fog cleared, we can see all of the pathways and alleyways and all of our options more clearly, so that we can arrive at the best, most aligned decision, most empowered course of action. So I wanted to begin by walking you through some stones that we're going to be using in this session. And based on one of your comments, I'm going to be just sort of doing this in a more casual, chatty way instead of doing the close-ups of the stones. So a lot of you have said that you enjoy those close-ups, and someone suggested to maybe just change it up. So Let me know down below if you have a preference. I'm obviously doing these videos to facilitate whatever you'd like that goes in line with my style and what I like as well. So yeah, just trying this out. Maybe I'll go back and forth or something. As far as stones go, I don't think any clarity Reiki session or healing modality session in an esoteric field would be complete without fluorite, if we're dealing with crystal healing modalities. Fluorite, this is green fluorite, obviously. I hope you can tell that in this light. And green fluorite is a wonderful stone of focus and clarity. It's also a very calming stone. And in particular, green fluorite, it's got a real nature, fresh start, springtime vibe. So I think it's really, really beautiful stone to work with in a session involving clarity. And I have one more fluorite here. So the next piece of fluorite I have is this piece of purple or violet fluorite. It's a lovely stone that really emphasizes and shows off the cubic nature of fluorite, which is how it naturally grows, develops. And as well as the other properties of fluorite, clearing, calming, focus. This one also brings in an element of peace, purple peace, and also intuition. So I thought this would be a nice one to work with when we're talking about clarity and potentially opening ourselves up to be available to making the right decision. Intuition is a really big part of that process, I believe. So that's the second stone. And one more note on green fluorite is also the heart and mind connection. So this is the green in this allows us to really tap into the connection between heart and head. So just one more note on that. Now we have clear quartz, and I wanted to use this cluster really to break up the energy. A lot of what we're going to be doing in this session is breaking up energy, removing anything that's kind of clouding our vision and getting in the way, and just calming, clearing, and opening us up to intuition and any messages that are coming our way. And clear quartz is great for that. Like I was saying, this cluster of clear quartz is great because it kind of shoots the energy out in all different directions, and this will be really helpful for combing through. Clear quartz is an energy amplifier. So if we're focusing the energy and inviting stones that have these energetic properties of clearing and calming and clarity, this is going to serve as an amplifier for that clarity. Okay? It's also a great stone for the crown chakra, which can help us open up new perspectives. And I thought that would be really helpful. It's also a great clearing stone as well. And then we have our selenite wands. I'll be using the big ones. These are great for clearing energy. These are purifying and great for helping us remove what's no longer serving us. We've used these in, I believe, every single video I've done so far, aside from the meditation. So hopefully, if you've been here before, you're familiar with these selenite wands. And we have our black kyanite wing. And this is really great for clearing, really great for removing energy blockages, removing negative energy patterns, this is a really great protective stone, and I just really love it. I think it's a really wonderful stone for Reiki. And now I have a little piece of raw sodalite, and this is a great stone for truth. It's a great stone of communication and self-expression. But I thought this would be a great stone for this session to tap into our inner truth. And it's also a very calming, beautiful stone. I love sodalite. And now I have a smoky quartz. I have a few smoky quartz that I'm hoping to use for this session. And this one is a really gentle energy, very billowing, kind of radiating energy. And it's a great stone for clarity and grounding, and also wonderful to connect the crown chakra to the root chakra. So kind of grounding all of this work that we're going to be doing more in the head space today. Okay. And next up we have amethyst. Amethyst is a great stone for mental clarity, for spiritual connection, for peace and serenity. It's a very, very peaceful and serene stone, even though it does have a very, very powerful energy to it. It's still very gentle. I don't know how to explain that. But this is a really lovely little stone. And we're going to be working with this up here. We'll probably use this to comb through a little bit. I have another piece as well that we'll be playing around with. Now that we've seen the stones that we're going to be using, we are just going to light some of this cucumber incense. That cucumber would be a nice one for fresh starts. There's something very refreshing about cucumber, and I thought it would be a nice one for this session. So here we go. Just lighting our incense and setting our intention. I usually don't get these matches the first go, so it's pretty good. Fresh start. Okay. I would like to set an intention on behalf of our highest, most empowered selves in loving comfort and perfect balance for clarity. For clearing anything that is in the way of us making decisions, of us moving through our lives from an empowered place. I'd like to set an intention for a heart-mind connection. For the ability to see more clearly all of the options presented to us, so that we might arrive at a course of action fully aware of all of our options. Okay. Now I will be drawing the sacred Reiki symbols just beneath the camera, as I say, to honor the sacred tradition of passing those symbols on from master to student, master to student, master to student. Okay. And with this incense, we are igniting the symbolic power of energy that is passing between us at this time, sealing it here, and then seeing it through time and space to where and whenever you happen to be watching this. Okay, time for our symbols. Again, I'm doing this far away from you, nothing super close. Okay. Now, before I begin with the Selenite wands, I am going to spray a little bit for today. This is a rosemary spray. Rosemary is so great for clarity. I'm just spraying it on either side. Down here by your hips. Down by your feet. Oop. Bring that up. Okay. We have some jingly beads on today. I mean, bracelets on. My intention is for them to be relaxing. I hope they're not too distracting. Okay. And I also thought it would be nice to further kind of break up the energy using that sound. Let me know what you think. So we're going to be taking our selenite wands and we're going to run them through your aura, starting above your head and working our way down. Okay? Here we go. Just trying to very gently begin this cleansing process. Down by your feet, your hips, and back up. Really want to clear the head space. Come pretty close, just clearing up and around. There we go. Okay. Great. Okay. There we go. Alright. Put these away for now. I'm now going to be using this black kyanite wing as well as this owl rattle. I know one of you wasn't a big fan of this, so if that was you, please skip ahead or you can stop watching now because I will be using this. Okay, I'm going to basically shake up the energy around, and then I'm going to be, actually, give me 1 sec, I'm going to get this thing out of my eye. So the way I'll be doing this is I'll be taking this owl rattle and shaking up the energy, breaking up any energy blockages, and then once those are all rattled up, I will be using this almost like a vacuum or a broom to just kind of clear it all, wipe it away, okay? So that's how we're going to use these. I'm going to start at the crown of your head, we're going to work our way down, okay? The throat, it's all about truth. It's a good one to clear expression. Okay. Getting around your back. Now just combing any remnants with this black kyanite. So we can invite clarity and focus and remove anything that's not serving us, remove anything that might be getting in the way of our ability to see things clearly. Opening up new perspectives. Removing unnecessary fear, if that makes sense, because some fear is very rational. It makes sense when you're trying to find clarity, particularly with a decision to say, yeah, actually, that's kind of a scary move, and I don't want to invite that in. fear can sometimes be a really helpful guide during decision making, but I'm talking about the kind of fear that isn't very rational, that doesn't really have a place. That's more fear of the ego, I guess. And just that kind of power to know the difference, that intuitive space. So we're removing any of that, any blockages, creating a nice, healthy, beautiful flow, like water, to allow that beautiful clarity to really come through. When the waters are moving, there's beautiful clarity. A lot of that gunk and algae can't get caught. So the water can be really clear when it's got a beautiful, gentle movement to it, flow to it. And that's what we're trying to invite into our whole etheric field, our aura, our energy body. Cool. Feeling a really good flow happening here. Okay. Great. Just gonna spray again. Now I'm going to be placing these stones. So first of all, I'm going to take our clear quartz, and before I place it on your crown, I'm just going to comb through the aura with this. I'm going to be writing a few of the symbols above your head to invite that connection to the divine. And brushing through just to amplify our intention and to amplify the other stones that we're working with today. Okay. So we're going to come down. Around. I'm going to get your back a little bit, actually. In absolute comfort and respect to you. Okay. Okay. And up to the crown, I'm just going to rest this here. Just on your crown. Yeah? Okay. So now I will be taking this amethyst cluster, and I'm going to be doing the same thing that I did with the clear quartz, but before or after I do, I'm going to place it here on your third eye. Okay? So we're going to start at the crown and just comb through. Combing through. Just inviting a new perspective into our mental space. Opening ourselves up for divine inspiration. Opening up our channels to our intuition. wisdom. Just making room, making space. Clear quartz is up there as well for patience. So you have patience sitting up here, supporting you as well. Moving through your etheric field. Okay, like that. Now I'm just going to spritz a bit, mist. Move this amethyst through that. Going to light this incense again. Hey. And comb it through in case while we were moving this amethyst through your etheric field, anything got caught. We're just going to invite some clarity in here. Great. Up top and down. Just clearing anything, any blockages, anything that got stuck. Okay. And now I'll just place this on, like this here, on your third eye. Okay. Great. Now I'm going to place this sodalite on your throat. Okay, it's really gentle and very small. Just right there. And I'm going to place this smoky quartz down by your feet. Okay. So we're going to take this patient, calming energy from the clear quartz, that connection to the divine, and we're going to bring it down. All of that beautiful, calming, connected energy, the amplification, all of those properties, we're going to bring that down to amplify these other stones. Okay. So bringing this down. Down. So all that inner knowing, all that inner wisdom, we're just now allowing that to come into this time and space. Any of that knowing in our subconscious minds, we're going to invite that here, ground that energy, bring it down. That's as it applies more specifically to decision making, the precursor to making those decisions, fully aligning ourselves. Seeing more clearly, seeing our power and our options, our strength, our perseverance more clearly, being open to new perspectives, to shifts. Okay. these 2 pieces of fluorite, and I'm just going to weave them through your etheric field, starting at your crown and going down. Almost like braiding this energy. I love this very fresh, youthful energy of the green fluorite. I think it's a really nice springtime stone, like I said. So now I'm going to do just a few symbols with the violet, purple fluorite above your crown, and a few symbols with the green above your heart space. Okay? Okay. I'm just drawing this energy, kind of just linking them. Hope I'm not going too fast. Because even though this is a focus, clarity session, I want to make sure that it's still soothing and calming. Okay. Great. Now, I have some actual rosemary that I just cut. I used some more of this rosemary in a session recently, and I really liked it. I thought it was really nice, and I think it's really beautiful that they're in bloom now. And it smells really, really lovely. So right before this, I went and cut some of this. So I'm just going to be running this through your aura. Again, rosemary is associated with mental clarity. So the essential oil is great for clarity. So for the aromatherapy properties as well, this should be really great. Also, I think it's really, really nice for just kind of combing through and leaving that space cleared and cleansed and open. So first, I'm just going to have you smell this. Okay? So we're just going to smell it. It's got a beautiful scent. Very fresh. Very refreshing. Okay. And those beautiful purple flowers. So clarity, fresh starts, and also that violet connection to the divine, connection to our intuition. So I'm going to start up here and just comb down. Okay. Lovely. And now I'm going to take this point and I'm going to connect all of your chakras, and I'm going to move through all those stones. I was told this is a smoky quartz, but looking at it, it has a lot of rainbows, and I think it might be something else. I'm not sure though. If you have a better idea of what this might be, that would be great. But when I purchased it, I was told it was a smoky quartz. I just feel like it might not be. But for our purposes, we're going to use this as an energy amplifier and to really funnel that energy. I'm going to be using it for clarity and for patience. Starting here, connecting the crown and the third eye. Now I'm going to connect the third eye and the throat. Again, this is far away from you. It's not touching you or anything. Now the throat with the heart. Speaking our truth. Finding our innermost truth, the truth of our heart, and then being able to express that. What a journey. So let's connect the truth of the throat chakra with love and compassion. Love, I mean, inner wisdom. We need more love. I send you so much love. Always and forever, I send you so much love. And now, heart to solar plexus. Acting from a space of love, compassion, and connection. Connecting all of these now. And now, solar plexus to sacral. Acting on your creativity. Having confidence in your emotional availability. Now, sacral to root. You are safe in your feelings. Your emotions are safe. Okay. And we're just going to connect all of these and bring that energy up. Again, connecting all of these and bringing that energy up. Okay. Bringing that energy up. Okay. I'm going to be placing my hands a little away from you. I'm going to draw the sacred symbols in the palms of my hands before we begin this. starting at the crown. Here. Just here. Perfect comfort and respect. Here. Pardon me for continuing to look here. The camera keeps dying. Heart center. I'm going to be using a little bit of Palo Santo. I don't purchase this really, but I have this piece, and it's great for clearing. So I wanted to invite it in here. Okay. So for this, I'm actually going to be starting at your feet, and we're going to be bringing that energy up, clearing from the bottom up. Okay, starting down here. Okay. There we go. Little spurts on you. Okay. And now I'm going to take this amethyst point, and I'm going to use this to bring that energy up. So we pulled that energy down, brought that energy down, and now we're going to take this energy and we're going to bring it up. Starting down by your root and moving up. You know, a big part of all of this, and as we're clearing and as we're making ourselves ready for stepping into a place of empowered decision making, empowered and stepping into a place of action from being fully aligned. A really big part of this is patience and trust. Trust in the process. Trust in your ability to decide, to make the right decision. Trust in what you're seeing. Trust in your perceptions. Even if they are contradictory perceptions, sometimes there's a great lesson in that as well. Openness, patience, trust. It can be so frustrating when we're sort of feeling like all we want is the answer. Sometimes we feel like we need the answer right now because the situation is very intense. I mean, I can think of a few situations I've had where I needed to make a decision. It wasn't something that I had the luxury of just sitting in. I had to make a decision, and in that case, just trusting yourself. We'll get into decision making, I think, in the next future video. But I wanted to make sure that we did this first so we don't skip this step in the process. And opening ourselves up. Just gonna spray a bit over your head. I'm not gonna get this on your scalp or anything like that. I'm gonna place my hand above it like this. But just inviting the energy. For any messages, to be open to those. Obviously in perfect comfort and alignment, but an openness to any messages, bringing this energy up. Because we're connecting all of this, intuitive, all of this kind of energy to the earth realm, to where we're making these decisions. We're connecting all of these. We've created space for you to really sit in this. And let's say you do have the luxury of a bit more time. Just the patience in that. Try not to rush something if you do have the luxury of time. By that I mean, if someone, if you have to, the example that came to mind is having to make a decision based on someone else's health or well-being, or your own health or well-being, like, should I have a surgery or something like that, obviously. Those things require a different level of attention. And sometimes, unfortunately, we're not able to give them the time that we would like to really sit in it. But I think that's when trust comes into play. Speaking to people, having obviously medical advice. I'm not a medical practitioner. This is a spiritual practice. I know most of you know that, but a few of you seem to come here not knowing that. But just trying to see things more clearly, see the path more clearly. The paths that we might take. if you're able to, during this time where you're seeking clarity, if you're able to rest, sometimes clarity really comes from turning inward and kind of like shutting down a little bit the conscious mind and just allowing our subconscious to have a little dialogue with the rest of us, with our heart, with our bodies, and try and stay in tune and aware of what's going on without participating with your mind, if that makes sense. Meditating is for me, I find very useful tool when I'm trying to find clarity on a particular subject. Journaling as well, free thought journaling, particularly after a meditation. And there are certain foods that you could eat as well that are associated with mental clarity. I know, again, there's a few different versions of it, but removing any fog, any of that sort of haze that might be in the way while you're trying to make decisions. So, foods like blueberries, turmeric, certain teas. I like to drink peppermint tea, but green tea. Fatty foods like nuts and seeds, broccoli. Okay. Obviously, these are just ideas, food for thought, like everything here. Take a bite, chew on it, tastes good, swallow. If it doesn't, spit it out and try something else. Watch another video, watch another channel. Check out other things. Whatever feels empowering, feel free to take with you, and whatever doesn't, please leave it here. And if none of this applies, then that's totally okay. If you're just here for the ASMR aspect, I hope you found it relaxing and enjoyable. Okay. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of rosemary essential oil, and I'm just going to anoint you here and here. I did this in a client session recently, and I think that's just really nice for clarity. So I'm going to take that. My hands are clean aside from the the spray and a little bit of that Palo Santo. But so I have this here, and I'm just going to anoint you right behind your ears, okay? Okay. Great. I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you so much for all of your incredible comments and your support. And I would love to hear anything else that you might be going through. If you would like me to make a follow-up video for this, for clarity and decision making, I would love to do that as well. I have a long list going of videos I'd like to make for this channel and sessions I'd like to do, so believe that if you've left a comment here with an idea for a session, it is on its way. Okay, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever time you're watching this. I hope you found some clarity, maybe a little bit of peace, hopefully some relaxation, and maybe a few tingles, I hope. All right, will see you very, very soon. And until then, be well.